Showers, thunderstorms around the area yesterday, mostly sunny and hot today. We'll let you know if that trend is going to continue through the weekend.
What exactly does this week's rain mean for the basin's drought situation?
The latest on the investigation into missing 13-year-old Haley Dunn here in Colorado City and why volunteer search efforts have ended.
We're finding out if there's any truth to the possibility of no more Social Security checks during the nation's debt crisis.
See how these miniature horses will help the blind in West Texas. That coming up.
These stories right now on CBS 7 News at 6.
Matter of fact is we are talking about it. It hurts to say that.
It's been almost 7 months since 13-year-old Haley Dunn went missing from Colorado City. Now the volunteers who are searching for her are refocusing their efforts. Continuing coverage tonight on a story that's captured national headlines. With fewer and fewer people turning out for weekly searches for Haley, group leaders say they're turning their attention to making sure it doesn't ever happen again. That, combined with a brand new chief of police in charge of the investigation, means there's still hope for Haley and other teenagers in the Permian Basin. CBS 7's Robert Guadarrama is standing by right now with the latest. Robert?
Tatum, just a few months ago, hundreds were showing up to search for Haley, but with time, that manpower dwindled down.
The longer that it went on, we knew that the chances went down that we were looking for a deceased child.
That, combined with extreme heat, hurt search efforts that at one point were as strong as 150 people per day, but fell to 3. A lack of volunteer manpower is forcing an end to the search.
The more I say that, the harder it gets, knowing that I feel like we have thrown in the towel, and we haven't. Our hope is still there, and we still look every time we go anywhere.
Though volunteers are short, the new police chief in town, Roy Owens, says the effort to find answers is nowhere near over.
I'm going to work with those individuals that have been putting all this time and effort in on this case, you know, to try to come up with some type of solution or some type of closure, whatever that may be.
As the investigation continues, search leaders are working with law enforcement to launch a new program in the city.
The program targeted for awareness on apprehension, on defense mechanisms, you know, what to look for.
We just want the kids to know that you're not invincible. Things can happen to you. And we would like to let the parents know the steps to take if your child does go missing.
Chief Owens has only been in his position for 2 weeks, but plans on digging deep into the investigation. He says the people of Colorado City deserve closure. In the newsroom, Robert Guadarrama, CBS 7 News.
Robert, thanks very much. The reward for information leading to the whereabouts and safe return of Haley has been increased to $15,000. The Colorado City Police Department urges you to call them at 325-728-5294 if you have information. If you'd like to see information on the Haley Dunn case, you can go to our website at cbs7.com. Isolated storms last night means lots of you saw rain out there, but only a trace of it was measurable. That's according to the National Weather Service, who recorded less than 1/100th of an inch of rain at Midland International. Some West Texans saw a downpour last night, others only a sprinkle. The NWS says this is officially the worst drought on record ever for the Permian Basin.
We have a long way to go. It took a great deal of time to get us into a drought, and it's going to take a great deal of time to get us out of the drought.
And it does look like that the La Nina pattern that was ultimately responsible for the dry conditions has really kind of fizzled out, and we're starting to see a return to normalcy. So I'm hoping that August will be a big year.
Our weather team also says we should be returning to the time of year where statistically we see more rain. That's before the fall actually gets here. Now the big question is, are we going to see the rain anytime soon? Weather Director Craig Stewart is standing by right now with a look at what we can expect. Craig?
Tatum, getting a little bit of shower activity, but it is west of us. Nothing in the Permian Basin. Show you the pinpoint 4x4 radar and what we have going on in terms of showers and thunderstorms, everything, mountainous areas, the adjacent plains over the last hour. Here's what it's looked like, and everything moving toward the northeast. But once you get out into the adjacent plains, it really is not moving too far away from that area. It's right around the Pecos River. And again, they're just popping up. You'll see it for a little bit diminishing. And as you can see, all the heaviest rain by far is definitely into southeast New Mexico. So what we saw yesterday in the Permian Basin, we are not getting today. And it has been a hot one, and we got a lot more weather we're going to be covering here coming up in just a bit.
All right, Craig, thanks very much. A grass fire burning thousands of acres in Howard County is said to be 50% contained tonight. Volunteer Fire Chief Tommy Sullivan says the clay fire has burned about 4,000 acres. Today, crews are back burning the area to keep it from spreading. Homes are no longer in danger. KBST radio reports the fire started by a downed power line. Sullivan says it could take several more days to put it completely out. More stories all new tonight at 6 o'clock. The Kermit volunteer firefighter injured while battling flames back in May is almost fully recovered. The Kermit Volunteer Fire Department tells CBS 7 that Hunter Hardaway has been going back and forth from Lubbock for treatment, but is doing very well. The fire department raised enough money for medical expenses through fundraising in the community. Hardaway suffered severe facial burns during the YT Ranch fire in Kermit. Police have identified the gunman who shot a Snyder police officer in the head. They say Dwayne Birmingham shot Officer Daryl Campbell early yesterday morning. Birmingham was later killed at the scene by another police officer. Meanwhile, Officer Campbell is still in a Lubbock hospital in critical condition. He has a wife and 2 children. Could our senior citizens be without their Social Security checks if Congress does not come to an agreement over the nation's debt limit? CBS 7's Shelley Childers is in the studio to tell us what one financial expert has to say about the tough negotiations on Capitol Hill. Shelley?
That's right, Tatum. Congress met today for the 4th day trying to come to terms with the fact that the U.S. has now spent more than $14 trillion and has reached its limit. In an interview with CBS News last night, President Obama said he could not guarantee that Social Security checks will be mailed out on August 3rd if they cannot hammer out an agreement to allow the government to spend more money. While seniors we spoke with today say they're angry and concerned about the possibility of not getting the money they rely on each month, financial expert Mickey Cargile says the showdown is all for show.
This is all politics, that they're just taking positions so that they can stay in the news. They'll wait till the last moment to reach an agreement, but I am confident they will reach an agreement.
Now, Cargile says the U.S. has faced this issue during the Clinton administration, where the government did actually shut down for a few days, but through negotiations did come out with a surplus and lowered the debt. For now, reporting live in the studio, Shelley Childers, CBS 7 News.
All right, Shelley, thanks very much. 100 softball teams from all across the state are in Odessa for the West Texas All-Star Softball Tournament. Tonight, the teams are taking part in the opening ceremonies, and play gets underway tomorrow. My partner, Jay Hendricks, joins us now live from the Ector County Coliseum with more on this big event. Jay?
Tatum, good evening. The West Texas All-Star Tournament gets underway here at the Ector County Coliseum about 7 o'clock with the opening ceremonies. That officially kicks off the tournament. Play will begin tomorrow morning. That's Thursday morning at the UT Permian Basin Complex. Really all around the fields there. The men's softball fields will also be used. They've shortened those up to be used for the tournament play, and that will run throughout the weekend. As you can see behind me, a lot of the teams are already gathered here. They're beginning to line up to get ready for the opening ceremonies. 100 teams are in town for the weekend. That means every hotel in town is full. There are going to be a lot of visitors here. They come from Amarillo. They come from Lubbock. They come from Midland, Odessa. I heard there is a team here from Sonora as well. So they're really all over West Texas. We said 100 teams will be taking part in this competition, which will begin play, as we said, on Thursday morning. Now, the opening ceremonies will get underway here in just a little bit. A special guest that will be here, and we'll talk to her coming up tonight at 10 o'clock, has an Olympic flair to her. She also coaches in the college ranks, and we'll tell you more about her again coming up tonight at 10 o'clock. But as you can see, folks are getting ready here for this opening ceremonies, and that will help get things going here for this tournament, which is bringing a lot of big dollars to the city of Odessa. Reporting in Odessa, I'm Jay Hendricks. Tatum, back to you.
Jay, thanks very much. And Jay is the MC for tonight's event, so we're glad to have him there. Lots more to come on CBS 7 News at 6. It is important to stay hydrated in the West Texas heat, but people don't always drink enough water. Why the alternatives you're drinking could be a lot worse than you think. And an interesting alternative to seeing eye dogs, horses. It's a real thing, and they're being trained right here in the Permian Basin.
We've seen showers and thunderstorms around the area the last few days. We'll let you know if that's going to continue or if we will have more triple-digit heat on the way. Unfortunately, our weather is going to remain dry. We saw it here yesterday, and today it is a little west of us.
All right, well, hey, we had a day with some rain.
We got rain around and some people got it, yes.
All right, we'll pray for more.
Yes.
Craig, thanks very much. West Texans are learning to be more water-wise during this drought. AgriLife Extension hosted a water-wise seminar this afternoon at the CAF. The event is focused on informing people how to get the most out of their water days and to remind them of the current restrictions that are in place. The seminar featured xeriscaping as an alternative landscaping choice. One man finds his grandson in need of a seeing eye dog, but with an incredibly long waiting list. Coming up after the break, how he's taking matters into his own hands with horses. It's coming up. You're watching CBS 7 News, your eye on West Texas. A unique four-legged friend is making its way into West Texas to help the blind and disabled when they can't find a service dog. CBS 7's Jennifer Samp explains how one man is turning miniature horses into service animals as a labor of love.
Come on, Spanky. Come.
Meet Spanky, a 3-month-old miniature horse. Spanky is learning how to guide the blind by recognizing stop signs and staying away from traffic.
When this horse turned left, the handle would go left, indicating to the individual holding on to the harness that he must turn left.
Robert Miller started his training career when his 7-year-old grandson, Ryan, was born legally blind.
My grandson is blind, and that's why I got into the program, because my grandson is everything to me.
Miller says it takes about a year and a half to fully train a miniature horse, and there is a long waiting list to receive a seeing eye animal.
It's very hard simply because we don't have enough people involved in the programs.
Although Spanky is small, he's too tall for his size. The guide horse regulation asked for 26 inches, making Spanky 2 inches too tall.
Spanky can't be a guide horse, but he can be the teacher, and that's exactly what he is.
The grandfather says with Spanky's help, he wants to train more of these animals to help blind and disabled people all over West Texas.
And the more people we can get involved in this program, the more we can help our disabled and the blind. And with God's help, I will do that the rest of my life.
A small animal with a big cause. In Crane, Jennifer Samp, CBS 7 News.
Jennifer, thanks very much. The Guide Horse Foundation delivers guide horses at no cost to the blind, relying on unpaid volunteers and donations to pay all the travel and housing expenses for the blind handlers training. To learn more about the foundation, you can go to our website at cbs7.com. Just click on this story. Sugary soda drinks might quench your thirst, but is it worth the risk? Staff with Mission Fitness say not only are sodas high in sugar and calories, there is actually no nutritional value at all.
You're not getting anything from it. You'd be better off drinking water or some thinned out juice.
Wenberg says even diet drinks can be a problem. They can actually make you more hungry and cause you to retain fat and carbohydrates. Great. That is just great news. Brian Wilkerson joins us now. All the talk really is about girls soccer right now. It's exciting.
The whole country is getting behind them. It's really nice to see the American women in it to win it. They beat France to go to the final. We'll get to that game in a second. But first, let's get to our trivia question sponsored by Window World, which was the only Major League Baseball.
A local restaurant is doing its part to conserve water, and they want you to do the same. Steak Express in Odessa plans to save water by xeriscaping. They're challenging other businesses to do the same, and one lucky business will receive a free steak dinner if they make the move to xeriscaping as well. They began their xeriscaping project today. That's it for us. We'll see you back here at 10. Entertainment Tonight is next. Make it a great evening.